In my last couple of videos, I left a bunch of hints and clues that would lead to this video. I've been working on a new game for the past couple of months. The main idea is cartoon-styled first-person survival game that takes place in school. The monsters have raided the school, and you, as the main character, need to quickly escape the school in different ways. Now I already have the character model, movement, and camera. Specifically for this project, I focused on making a different player controller. As I turn around, you'll notice how the character's body is separate from the camera's rotation. For those who are interested in how this is done, here's how. When it comes to moving an animated character, you can either move the character via a script or use something called root motion. Basically, the character's motion is stored in the animation, so if you have a walking root motion, your character will move forward without you having to code manually. This is exactly what I did for turning around, because root motion also stores rotation information. However, I still wanted to have more control over the player's movement and scripting, so my solution was to use both of them. Just don't have root motion for the walking animation, and only have it for the turning around. Overall, this makes the character controller look much more realistic, but less sensitive. This is actually a good news for me, because the game will feature a bunch of procedural animations and physics-based movements. For instance, essentially my idea is that whenever the player gets knocked out, the player would enter the ragdoll mode. Anyways, by the way, the wasted effect that you see whenever the player is entering ragdoll mode is not part of the game. It's added with the power of editing. To stand back up, the player needs to rapidly tap jump or the spacebar. The faster you're able to tap the spacebar, the quicker you'll be able to stand up. But don't worry, if you're not fast enough, your squad can help you up by tapping spacebar near you. That's right, the game is going to be co-op, so you and your entire squad will be able to embark the ultimate adventure and battle monsters left and right. Now, a simple movement isn't enough for a game made by Sammy Coder. It needs to have parkour system. So here's my plan. Step 1, yoink Project Terminal's parkour system code. Boom. Now I have vault mechanics in the game. Quick pause, the hand animation here is actually using the IK system to realistically position the hands on the surface while vaulting. I figured mentioning it, even though it's a small detail, because I spent a bunch of time getting it to look perfect. Apart from that, whenever the player falls from a high place, there's a landing animation that prevents the player from moving. What's the first thing that comes up when you think of school? Backpacks, the ultimate solution to all carrying needs. It is an absolutely essential item for all students out there. There's nothing better than a versatile, durable backpack that's built to last. Get yours today and increase your style by 49,182 times. Backpack is one of the things I wanted to implement in realistic physics. This decision turned out to be quite interesting, to say the least. My first iteration of backpack physics, or better, backpack strap physics, actually looked pretty well. It's using Verlag integration, which is also a technique I used to create rope physics in Project Terminal. The hard part was to add collisions and close the loop with the actual backpack. I've tried various things, yet the result wasn't entirely what I was looking for. After many unsuccessful attempts, I decided to go with another route. This time completely using rigid bodies and relying on Unity physics. By using a bunch of nodes that are connected using joints, I was able to get a more realistic backpack physics that also had collisions. This actually took an unnecessarily long time for me to tweak and create. I'm still not sure if the backpack physics really had to be implemented into the game. Now, the main purpose of having a backpack is to attack enemies with it. Yes, a backpack is the primary weapon. Oh, are you looking for the best backpack to slay monsters around your school? Well, search no further. Crafted from premium materials, this lightweight, perfectly balanced backpack is designed to provide maximum comfort and, more importantly, a grip to swing your backpack around. Grab it now and get ready to slay enemies. Basically, a player can switch into backpack combat mode, in which the player takes off the backpack and holds one strap so that they can swing their backpack. But here's something really interesting. Because the backpack is simulated using physics, depending on the weight of the backpack, the attack will have varying impact. Anyways, while the player is in the backpack combat mode, walking speed will be reduced and there will be different sets of animations. When the player is actually carrying the backpack, the player also has an option to attack, which is just a simple punch. Obviously, punching is not as strong as swinging their heavy backpack around. In between, I've also made a quick map. It's a school game, so it's gotta have a school map. The game is going to entirely take place indoors, so it shouldn't be very difficult. so I began making the map super motivated. I even modeled lockers and added locker door physics, and then I got sidetracked into doing something else. Hey, I made Backpack the Rocket. Let's go. As for the enemies, I decided to give them procedural animations written in code. Totally not because I couldn't bother manually animating them. One common example of an entity with procedural animations are spiders. Their legs can be easily animated using simple IK. In short, the position of the legs just needs to be updated once the distance between spider's body and legs has gotten too big. I've also made it so that the enemies have ragdolls on them, so whenever they get slapped by the fat backpack, they would fly away. Just look how satisfying this is. Honestly, it can't be more satisfying. Once the enemies were somewhat in place, I kept working on tweaking my backpack. That's how much I did for this project. I'll admit, as of right now, it's literally Walking Simulator Backpack Edition, plus random spiders. But I definitely think this game will turn out to be fun, especially with a unique backpack combat system. There will be more actions that players will be able to do with the backpack, so stay tuned for updates. Maybe upcoming devlogs might feature better backpack physics too. Some of you might be quite surprised.
It's been ages since you last uploaded your video, and out of nowhere you just showcased a random project? What about Project Terminal? Are you ditching the game and abandoning your hard work?
Project Terminal is still being developed. This project is just a second project. Hence, the Unity project name of this project is literally called Second Project. With that being said, I do have plans to publish this game before Project Terminal, as it's a game on a smaller scale. This has been Semicoder. I kind of know how to code. Oh, and the game is going to be free.